Hi, I'm Bronwyn Eastley and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator situated in Tasmania, Australia. And today I'm going to share with you how I go about putting together a card for a colour challenge. And I'll also be sharing a little later on a fun technique that I haven't done for years, and I'm really looking forward to sharing that with you. So the process that I go through to look at colour challenges is, first of all, I bring up the colour palette, and here we've got the beautiful colour inspiration colour challenge that you'll find colour inspiration on Facebook, and I will put the link below and in my blog post so you can go along and join in the fun as well. So in the colour palette we have Daffodil Delight, Petal Pink, Pool Party, Coastal Cabana and Pretty Peacock. So what I do is I look at the inspiration pick, and first of all I think about is what I actually do look at the photo, and I think how I'll take that quite literally sometimes, and I think I'd like to use some of those elements in the actual photo for my cards. So I'm going to choose a stamp set that's got similar elements to that and some dies. So I decided to go with Still Scenes, the stamp set, and it's obviously got the beautiful snow globe dies to go with that, and because we've got little buildings I thought I'd use a little church die and the trees and the snow globe. Then what I do is I get out the actual 5 colours that we've got here and I spread them out and think, which one am I going to use for what? And I look at the inspiration pick again, and I think, okay, well, Pretty Peacock's in some of the trees, so obviously I will probably use Pretty Peacock as one of the colours for one of the dies. Coastal Cabana is also one of the trees, so I'll use that as well. The main colour that I want to bring through is Petal Pink. Pretty Pink, gosh, that's taken me back. So I might use that as the main background colour for my card. And I thought about, I've got a beautiful forestry, I can't remember what it's called exactly, embossing folder that I'll use with the Petal Pink to go with the particular card. Okay, I'm going to share with you what's called the acetate and tissue technique, or in my case it's the window sheets and tissue technique, and it's also called caught in crystal, I think, and I got the idea of Splitcoast Stampers many years ago. So first of all I cut out the snow globe with some thick whisper white cardstock. Then I cut out die cut the trees 3 times, once in Coastal Cabana, Petal Pink and once in Pretty Peacock, and then I just layered the 3 colours together for the colour challenge. What we're going to do now, I also cut out a piece of tissue paper that you'll find in between the window sheets. I stamped the snow globe stamp from the Still Scenes with black stays on ink onto the window sheets. Now I'm going to turn that over, and I'll just take this away, and now we're going to apply some shimmery crystal effects all over the acetate. Well, this is actually a few days later. I had a bit of problem with my iPhone a few days ago, and storage on the iPhone, and I was not having a good day being back at my craft desk filming for the first time in a very long time. So I think I was up to the bit where I was showing you about adding what do we call it? I have to find it now. Okay, the shimmery crystal effects to the acetate snow globe. So I'll get back to where we were before and we'll keep going with the technique. So I've turned that stamped snow globe image upside down on the on the window sheets there, and I'm just going to put a bit of crystal effects over the top. Now this is the shimmery crystal effects. It's got a little bit of glitter already in there. And you only need one drop of the Pool Party ink. That's plenty. And what we're going to do is just mix that through, spread that ink around a little bit. Comes out pretty green, this Pool Party, when it mixes with the shimmery crystal effects. Okay, I think that should be about do it, I think. Now what I didn't realise the other day when I was filming, when I did my first one and I ran out of video space, was that I was adding some, what's it called, ice stamp and glitter to this, and I had no idea that this had retired. So I'm still going to add it. If you've got some glitter, any sort of glitter in your stash, it just gives that little bit of extra sparkle. So just add that over the top like that. Now what I did the other day was pretty true to the tutorial that I saw on Splitcoast Stampers. So on Splitcoast Stampers, they actually then added a piece of tissue paper to that and squashed it in. Now I did that, as you can see, my first example here, that I've gone and put tissue paper and squashed it in like that. But when I went and put it on my die cut that I had, it just didn't show up that well, and I wasn't sure whether I liked it or not. So what I'm going to do this time around is just, instead of the tissue paper, I'm just going to get another piece of clear acetate and put that in over the top like that, and see if that will work for me. I can feel the glitter all scrunching up. I just hope that it actually sticks well. Probably need to leave it to dry for a while. But if I just pop that over that, I think I'm going to be much happier with that result, because you can see the trees through there a lot better than if you had the tissue paper by itself over the top. So I'll be back to show you how that looks in a minute. Now I was wondering how I was going to add some Daffodil Delight to this scene, because that's part of the colour palette for colour inspiration challenges. So what I thought I would do is add a little bit of glue to the tops of the trees, and I die cut 3 tiny little stars that you can see there from the nativity dies. So I'm just going to grab my and we're just going to put a little star on top of each tree. And that adds a little bit of the colour to it. Okay, this is dry now, so I'm going to add that to my die cut, and I thought just to do that I'll add a little bit more shimmery crystal effects. It's going to come out for me, not being very cooperative. So this whole YouTube video thing is just kind of really scary for me, and I haven't really done many in the past. I'm really hoping that I will just basically get over myself a little bit more, be a little bit more organised, learn to be able to video a little bit more professionally as time goes on, and just bring a lot more videos to you. And if you aren't aware, I was in Stampin' Up for quite a few years, and about 3 months ago I decided I was going to give it up. There's a lot of reasons for that, but the main one being that we were going to travel a fair bit, and would I have the time to actually devote to doing Stampin' Up, or whether I should just look at stamping purely for fun and personal enjoyment. When I was away in our motorhome, the last time that we were away, I was feeling like, oh gosh, I'm just not really organised with the stamp supplies that I've brought with me. They're taking up too much room in the motorhome. I really need to look at storing them properly, what certain tools that I need to keep in the motorhome all the time. And I was just really thinking about all of that, and I started to get really excited about the idea of concentrating more on kits to take away when we travel. And I watch so many YouTube videos myself. I watch YouTube videos on people that are, traveling around in a motorhome or in a caravan. Watch a lot of those, and of course I watch stamping tutorials. And I thought, if I can combine the two of those, I think that there's a market there that really I don't see a lot of videos out there that are doing the two together. And I really want to look at putting different kits together for travel, doing YouTube videos while we're on the road, and what better thing to do than rejoin Stampin' Up. So then I'm concentrating just on one product range and to a particular market of Stampin' Up demonstrators or enthusiasts. So I hope you'll stick with me through all of this. I'm going to now complete this card, and I'll get back to you and show you how I went through the steps of doing that for Colour Inspiration Challenge number 90. Hi, I'm back again just to share with you the finished card. This technique that I did with the window sheets is also known as caught in crystal, and that's what I'm going to call it, because the tutorial on Splitcoast Stampers is called the acetate and tissue technique, and as you know, I didn't use the tissue, so I am going to just call it the caught in crystal technique. And I'm really looking forward to giving this another whirl with a different stamp set to see how it looks. So I added the deer to the front, and on the tutorial on Splitcoast they've actually stamped a deer onto the window sheets or the acetate. I just used the die cut out in black and used the adhesive sheets to stick it on to the front of the snow globe. The background was done with the evergreen embossing folder, and what I did was I inked up the inside on this side of the embossing folder with some petal pink ink, and I just applied the stamp pad directly to the embossing folder, and then I evened out the ink a little bit using the foam roller. Then ran that through the die cut and emboss machine to create that lovely background. I stamped the Merry Christmas stamp, and that is from the set For Unto Us. See it right there. And I used Pretty Peacock ink for that sentiment. For the snow globe base, I used a piece of Pool Party cardstock and champagne foil. Then I added some elegant faceted gems just to give it a little bit more depth. And then I've added a little bit of ribbon. Now, if you know me, you know that I don't use a lot of ribbon on my cards, but I thought today that I would. So I've used the beautiful petal pink, that's called metallic edge ribbon, and the lovely sheer pool party ribbon as well. So I've done just a little bow there on the snow globe. The reason that I added a bow today is that I'm excited to let you know that when I did rejoin Stampin' Up! A couple of weeks ago, I joined the team called the Boho Stampers. So I thought it was just appropriate that I came back today to make a card with a bow on it. So I'm excited to be back in Stampin' Up! I'm really looking forward to doing a lot more technique videos. I hope you'll subscribe to my channel. You won't just see card folds with no instructions anymore. I'm really looking forward to bringing you some instructional videos at some stage, but I'm not going to share the ones that I have in my shop until I start getting more subscribers. The more subscribers I get, the more I'll be able to share some of those tutorials with you. So let's say every 1,000 subscribers I do reach, then I'll show you one of my special card folds on YouTube. So I'm really looking forward to that. So as I said, 2021, taking a bit of a different focus for me next year. Going more, I'll still be doing published card tutorials, but I'm just going a little bit away from that and looking forward to just doing a lot more fun techniques and dabbling with some ideas, as I said, to take with me when I travel in the motorhome with my hubby. So I hope you will subscribe to the channel. It'll be a bit of a craft travel channel, and I'm really looking forward to sharing a bit of Australia with you. Thanks for watching. Bye.